I've got three outcomes in my head that I'm juggling with. The 60% probability is we have kind of a very traditional cycle, and that pushes, Bitcoin up to the 100,000 to 200,000 range, and, all the other assets accordingly where they are on the risk curve. There's a 20% chance this early start is signifying something much bigger, which is the larger adoption and the more capital into the space, which leads to larger price rises than people expect, because people are quite scarred because the last cycle seemed shorter than most people expected. Everyone thought there was another final leg higher, and that never really happened. The kind of 100,000 Bitcoin, the laser eyes idea never got there. But maybe this time the shock is for excess returns beyond expectations.
Today, let's talk about the recent interview with Raoul Pal. He's a well-known investor, market analyst, former Goldman Sachs manager, and the current CEO of Real Vision. Pal is here to share his thoughts on the ongoing crypto bull market, suggesting that we've recently entered a phase that will pick up speed in 2024 and maybe even stretch into 2025. Raoul Pal is more optimistic than ever about the cryptocurrency market. He claims his confidence has only grown over time, using the entire bear market to accumulate more assets and strengthen his positions. In this video, Pal lays out his predictions for the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in the coming months. He believes that significant pension funds, big financial institutions like BlackRock, and other major players from the traditional market will play a crucial role in driving digital asset prices to new heights. For those who took advantage of the bear market to accumulate, Pal sees this as a unique and potentially life-changing opportunity to build wealth. But before we jump into the video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your support is crucial, helping us bring you more and better videos each time. Thank you very much. And now let's get started.
We're seeing a much earlier ramp in the cycle than we've seen in the past, which is very interesting. It's very rare to be this strong this early in the cycle. Now, we are front-running some of the capital flows, and so there's probably some correction that happens by the rumor sell the fact. But I think if the space continues like this and we start getting monetary easing and the other conditions that tend to jumpstart the business cycle again, then we should see a very strong 2024 and most likely a strong 2025. The business cycles have been almost like clockwork, 2-year up cycles, 1 year peaking, 1 year down. And that corresponds. What's amazing is the Bitcoin halving cycle is the same as the debt refi cycle, which is, I think, what drives everything. It's the same as the election cycle. They're all the same thing. So, if that continues to repeat, then it should go until 2026 when that should be a bear market year. But, let's see. So I am obviously very bullish. I don't know. And I was talking to Nova about this yesterday. I've got three outcomes in my head that I'm juggling with. The 60% probability is we have kind of a very traditional cycle, and that pushes, Bitcoin up to the 100,000 to 200,000 range, and, all the other assets accordingly where they are on the risk curve. There's a 20% chance this early start is signifying something much bigger, which is the larger adoption and the more capital into the space, which leads to larger price rises than people expect, because people are quite scarred because the last cycle seemed shorter than most people expected. Everyone thought there was another final leg higher, and that never really happened. The kind of 100,000 Bitcoin, the laser eyes idea never got there. But maybe this time the shock is for excess returns beyond expectations. The other side that I grapple with as well is, well, maybe the whole cycle's front-loaded, and in fact it's shorter, but more violent in 2024. So those are the three scenarios that I'm juggling in my head with, but 60% probability is it just does what it says on the tin and repeats what it usually does. For retail, it's just price action, and what's likely to happen is the moment the Bitcoin ETF is launched, the market will focus on front-running the ETH ETF. If the previous front-running made money, they'll do it again. So retail will get very interested. And, ETH's a broad, deep ecosystem. and people are happy to get exposure to it. The institutions, it depends whether they give the yield of ETH in the ETF or not. If not, a lot of the institutions would prefer to own ETH itself, because then they can stake it and get yield. Because if you don't give them yield, some asset manager who launches the ETF's going to get rich. BlackRock, they'll make all the money because they'll get the ETH staking yield, and they don't give it to the ETF holder. And we've seen that very commonly in ETFs in the past. So I think that's the thing, because when I speak to institutions, they get ETH because it's just like, here's a bet on technology. It's a broader based thing, and we get a yield, so we can just sit on it, which they don't get with Bitcoin, but they understand the Bitcoin story as well. So they understand there's two different things here at play.
Raoul Pal paints a picture of a promising future for the world of cryptocurrencies, envisioning an emerging digital economy that he believes will be flooded with massive capital from traditional investors and Wall Street giants. According to Pal, the approval of the BTC Spot ETF and the Bitcoin Halving are just the tip of the iceberg, hinting at a slew of developments poised to unfold. As the landscape evolves, the cryptocurrency realm is poised for a significant influx of investment from both conventional investors and the heavyweights of Wall Street. This paradigm shift, as Pal foresees it, marks the beginning of a new era for digital currencies.
Crypto markets are forward-looking. So most people are saying, well, we're probably around a recession. We're seeing unemployment go up, blah, blah, blah. Crypto knew about this last year because it's forward-looking. It actually trades on liquidity conditions. And I do a lot of macroeconomic research at my research company, Global Macro Investor. And for us, the liquidity cycle just keeps going for the next 2 years. So we will see a bottoming of the economy, maybe Q1, Q2 of next year, that people will visibly start to see things improving. But the markets are already trading it. The equity market's already almost back at the all-time highs. Crypto market's ripping because they're discounting this. If we live that 6 months in the future, are the Fed likely to be raising rates or cutting rates? Cutting rates. At worst, they don't do anything. But that's so the probability is for easing of liquidity conditions. Is there a chance, because we're going to an election year, that they stimulate with fiscal stimulus? Pretty much 100% chance they'd like to buy votes. So 2024 is all about stimulus and economic recovery. That's a very, very, very good backdrop. And that's the transition from crypto and macro spring into crypto macro summer. And that macro summer, crypto summer, is we're starting to see growth pick up, but inflation's not picking up yet. It's still falling from the lagging effects of the old cycle. So inflation is not a problem, growth is going up, and liquidity is coming into the system. That's like the perfect environment.
Raoul Pal's optimism for the year 2024 extends beyond mere positivity. He envisions it as a standout period for cryptocurrencies and risk assets at large. The anticipated approval of the BTC Spot ETF is poised to trigger a considerable surge in demand for Bitcoin. Simultaneously, the forthcoming Bitcoin Halving, slicing the supply of new BTC entering the market by a significant 50%, adds another layer of potential bullish momentum. Furthermore, macro-level events, such as the imminent large-scale devaluation of the dollar resulting from extensive money printing, the Federal Reserve's proactive interest rate cuts, and the unfolding drama of the U.S. presidential elections, collectively contribute to an environment that Raoul Pal believes will substantially amplify the appetite for Bitcoin and other risk assets. This conjures a scenario reminiscent of the vibrant market conditions observed in 2021. The pivotal question arises: do you share Raoul Pal's belief that we are standing on the cusp of a bull run akin to, or even surpassing, the monumental surge witnessed in 2021 for Bitcoin and other assets? We eagerly invite you to share your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comments section below. Finally, if you found this video enlightening, informative, or entertaining, we encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. Your support is pivotal, allowing us to continue delivering enriching and engaging content in the future. Thank you sincerely, and we look forward to your return here soon. We are Wealth Wizards, extending our warm wishes for an excellent day. Until next time, goodbye.